Okay, yes. Your goal should be to create links to individual posts and pages along with your website, then faster indexing. Also, backlinking also helps you to establish a more credible and consistent backup, a more credible and consistent site mapping on your website, which means that the search engines can now crawl your content more easily, search it more easily, ranks better for you.
Probably going to want to shut her down now.
Oh,
1 minute, 5 seconds.
got it. Let's run this ball. And you said stand back a little further?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
I wonder if people can hear me. I wonder if people can. Okay. Hello? Hello? Testing. Can anybody hear me? No? All right. So we're about to.
We're going to run this ball.
Don't break the bottle, though.
Back far enough? Hey everybody, this is Joe Kubasek and from H+E Marketing Group in Pittsburgh, PA. And this is a lunch and learn on local SEO. We're really glad that you're here. For those of you who have been coming the last couple of weeks, you probably are familiar with the fact that today we're going to be talking about one of the most asked about topics, and that is backlinking. One of the most common questions about backlinking is exactly what it is and how do you get them? How important are they? We're going to go over all that today. So we're going to try and keep this to 30 minutes as we've been doing. And well, sometimes we keep to 30 minutes, but we're close. Anyway, and I want to say hello to Alex, the guy that's running the show in the back. And
Hey, Joe.
how you doing, bud?
Now we are, let them know that we're working with the microphone.
Okay,
system,
yes.
So if they can't hear me very well. I do apologize. And if you do hear me really well, and if I'm screaming at you, I do
Like
apologize.
sneeze or something like that, yeah. We're working with a new miking system, and so once again, we're in a brand new studio setup, and so a couple of these little quirks we've been working through. We appreciate your being patient. But anyways, let's talk about backlinking because it's something that's important to everybody. We call this the wonderful world of backlinking. There's some terms that you probably hear a lot whenever somebody is talking to you about your website and your content and building links or receiving links. How important are they? One of the terms that you hear a lot is backlink structure. First of all, a backlink, it's real simple. It's very, very easy. A backlink is basically, it is a connection between another web site and one of your web pages or posts or something. So it's basically like you did something that somebody else somewhere else liked, and then they said, yeah, we like that or we want to connect to that in some way. That's a backlink. But you can also understand, if you think about that, how important it is that the relevance of those links, the quality of those links, the consistency of them is very, very important to you because, again, the search engines don't think of you or your website uniquely. It thinks of you in terms of just the content that exists within your website. So that's how it's thinking about you. You want to help them, the search engines now, as they're crawling or they're analyzing your pages and your content. You want to help them to understand exactly who and what you are and what you represent so that they can do a better job of ranking you in search results when somebody's looking for what you do. So let's talk a little bit about links. Now, you might hear the term link juice. What's link juice? Whenever someone connects to you, they are automatically, that's kind of like a vote of confidence. So they read an article on your website, or they saw a blog post that you did and they like it, or they connect to it. And so what they've given it is a vote of confidence. That tells the search engines something that you just did really helped somebody, and we appreciate that. Now they're going to reward you by giving you stronger rankings on the SERP. As we talked about, that SERP is search engine rank page. So it's the ranking whenever somebody does a search for you and the results that come up. Now, one of the other things you really want to keep in mind, because we only have 30 minutes, I'm trying to do a real quick backlinking course here, but the other thing you want to keep in mind is there is something called low quality links. This is really important. Low quality links are things like spam sites that are out there that are crawling the internet trying to connect to things. Sometimes these are even things as negative as pornography and what have you. These links can connect to your content, your pieces. If they do, and you have these negative links, these low quality negative links that are on your site, and the search engines see those, they don't question it. They just say, okay, this isn't what we're looking for, and you can downgrade, and you can get downgraded. Some people say to me, one day I was on page 1 after I blogged something, or I put a new article or a new piece of content up, and then the next week I was way back on page 5 or something. Well, I can't tell you exactly why that happened without looking at your site, but there's the possibility that negative links came along, connected, and that sort of took away from the strength of your piece. It's just a thought, but so it's very important you keep your link structure on your website clean. And we talked about that a couple of weeks ago too. So now, then there's internal links. Now, internal links are things you can control. And the internal links are things like on your homepage, you have a reference that you make to this really great article that you just posted on your website, or a great blog post that you just did that's on your website. Well, you then link from that homepage, which is really important because that's the page that the websites crawl, and the search engines crawl. And then you linked it to something that was really great on your blog page or what have you. Those internal links you can control, and they give the search engines an opportunity to sort of get guidance from you as to where you want them looking for you, where you want them, or what you want them thinking about you. Similarly, you'll probably hear the term anchor text. Now, anchor text is just the hyperlink that you create on a page on your website to take you from, once again, like the home page. You create a hypertext that uses a keyword that you want people thinking about when they're searching for content about what you do, and then it takes them to that blog content or that article that you've written, or one of the silo pages. We talked about silo pages you can have on your website. So this is how you can control and guide the process of where you want search engines to be looking for you, your content, and how you want them ranking you to present you to your customer base. Now, the advantage of backlinks in SEO is very, very important. First of all, there's been a lot of changes to the algorithms and the structures that the search engines have done over the last couple of years when it comes to backlinks. It's very, very important that you understand that. You've probably heard references to what people will call the zoo animals, penguin and panda and hummingbird and all these types of things. We try as a company to blog about every one of these changes as they start to come out, and there's credible information about them. You can take advantage of that anytime you want. You can go to our blog page. The website, the main website is mpemg.com. Go there, go to the blog page. You can scroll down through for probably years of content, but we also try and index that stuff so it's easier for you to understand. But
There's also a search key.
and there's a search key, of course, that you can use too. The most important thing is understand that the algorithms that Google or any of the search engines create related to content, we talked about this before, it's all based on the person who's going to be doing the searching, the person who's typing in a query in their in their browser looking for something that you could help with. But you have to help the search engines to rank you by telling them, I can answer that query question better than my competitors. You do that through content. You do that through your information. You do that through your blogging, your articles, so on and so forth. Well, backlinking helps as well. Now, the quality of the sites that you connect with, and let's talk about the term contextual. It's very important that the backlinks that you are attracting and that you are part of are relevant to what you do and that they are contextual. So you would certainly want, if you were in the fish business once again, you would certainly want like seafood or other types of references to fish and websites and other blogs, other forums like web forums, Web 2.0 forums, social media pages, anything like this that has to do with, once again, fish. You would want to be able to be connecting with you, a piece of content that you've developed. That's contextual relevance, and that's what the search engines are looking for in terms of your backlinks. So just keep that in mind. Now, the most important thing that this is going to do for you that would be of interest to you as a local business that's looking for local SEO, it comes down to organic ranking. So how do backlinks help you with your organic ranking? The easiest way to explain it is that the backlinks themselves are going to basically provide you with a connection to what once again, the person who's doing a search is looking for. You want to make sure then that everything that's done on your website, just think in terms of, take a few minutes maybe this weekend. Look at your website. Look at your web pages. We do this at least every, oh gosh, once a week at least. And then about every 3 months, we're making updates to our website, sometimes even more frequently. You need to do the same thing. You want to look at your pages. You want to look at your videos. Look at your images. Heck, look at your titles and identify, is the key word or the key structure of what I want someone to think about whenever they are doing a search. When they're doing that search, would my information on my website show them that they could trust me and trust my content to answer their question? That's how you want to think about this. Same with your videos, same with your images, same with your headlines. Just think in terms of, is what I'm doing on my website answering that question? And is it answering it better than any of my competitors? And you know, we talked about this probably 2-3 weeks ago. We talked about, look at your competitor's website. I mean, go to look at their website. They're probably looking at yours. There's nothing illegal about going and looking at their website and saying, does my content do as good a job of answering my potential customer's question as my competitors? Sometimes we find that with our clients, literally doing that alone helps them to structure their ranking, to improve their ranking better, is by being able to say to them, try and identify if your competitors are doing a better job telling the story than you are. Then people get an idea as to how to start manufacturing content, information that answers these questions better and differently than they have been. And then they start seeing better and improved ranking. Well, with backlinks, similarly, the quality, that contextual relevance of the backlink structure from the other places that are coming to you and saying, I liked your article, I liked your blog, they're helping to prove to the search engines your relevance is better. It's more quality. It's answering the questions, the queries better. Think like your customer. Look at your competitor. Look at your information. That's one thing that you can do. And hopefully you'll take some time to do that. And by the way, if at any time you have questions about this stuff, first of all, as you probably know, because we've been saying this consistently, and I think Alex, I think you put the links up throughout or at the end.
Yeah, I'll put them up towards the end.
You can get, yeah, you can get a copy of any of the you know, the notes, the information we write, the slides that we have. If you have specific questions, once again, website, mpemg.com. Just go to the website, go to the contact us and ask a question. We're happy to do that. We're happy to answer questions for people. Now, in terms of ranking though, and in terms of backlinking and ranking, it's very important that you be a little bit more mindful of the kinds of links that you've established. And this is where getting your auditing done, doing a review to see the types of backlinks that are available on your website. You will hear terms like do follow and no follow. We're not going to get into that here because believe me, that's an entire afternoon of education. And there's a lot of things that we talk about and that we've talked about in these activities over the last several weeks that may seem like they're a little more long-term, but you'll notice we always talk about local SEO and then broader SEO, sometimes industry-based. This and what we're doing is about local SEO. It's things you can do today, you could have done last week in that session or the week before, things you can do and you can take from what we're doing and what we're talking about, and you can go make those changes or you can go and make those modifications that you want to right on your website. They're easy to do. They're straightforward. They will help you. They'll help your website. So that's what we're here to do. But backlinking in terms of search engines, all they want to see is relevance and quality. That's all they're measuring. That's probably the easiest thing for me to tell you. Now, how to get started with backlinking, that's probably one of the things that most people want us to talk about. We're going to tell you the 3 most common places and 3 most common things that you can do. But to get started, the one thing you want to make sure of is that you control the number of backlinks. You know, it used to be just get a ton of backlinks. Get as many as you possibly can because that shows even more activity to your website. Not the case anymore. Today, it's almost better to have a limited number of backlinks that are higher quality. And believe it or not, there's a scoring system for backlinks. Again, we don't want to go into a whole lot of that here because it's an entire structure in itself. But you're talking about, you'll see references to what are called PR0 through PR9. The higher the number of the backlink, the higher the PR number, the better quality. Usually you'll see that like institutions of higher education, like universities, government agencies will have those higher ranking numbers, anywhere from a PR5 to a PR9. And then businesses and other types of forums and what have you, usually then they're starting to rank down, depending on their information and how long they've been around. They can be anywhere from like a 7 down to even a 0. It's important to you that you have, once again, the more quality the backlink, the better it is for you. Not the more quantity, but the quality. And that's something that you can control. Now, there's something that we get asked all the time, and I really want to stress this point. Don't take the risk of buying backlinks. There are services out there that sell backlinks. And it's not that they're selling a lower quality, but the problem is it's sort of like a production line structure. First of all, you don't know the type of backlinking that they are sending you. And it's important that if you're in the fish business, that you're not getting backlinks from the automotive industry, because that's not going to give you any value. It's important that you control that. And if you're buying backlinks, you're just not getting that type of structure. So it's really important that you stay away from that. It's tempting, but we're going to tell you how to do it for yourself. That's easier, far more efficient, far more effective, far more in your control. And that is, there's 3 structures that allow you to start generating quality backlinks. The first one is by writing awesome articles, awesome content. Writing the articles, writing the content, posting it on your website, whether it's on pages or posts that go on your blogs or content that you're writing onto your homepage. As a matter of fact, having all 3, blog posts, and if you don't have a blog is free. Put it on your website. It'd be the smartest thing you could do in terms of ranking locally, believe me. So you want to make sure that you have good links or good quality content that's on your homepage. You want to make sure you have good quality content that's on your blog posts. You want to make sure that pages within your website have great, unique, very specific, highly specific and focused content related to your niche once again, that's relevant to what a searcher would be looking for. That's important. And that's how you're going to start to build backlinks, because that information is being searched all the time. And it's being searched by both business and consumers who might be looking for something. You want to attract all of that, but you want to attract the quality of it. You attract the quality by providing quality information. Now that's one. That's step one. The next thing to do, start commenting on other quality content that's related to your niche industry, on forums or on other blogs or on other structures, social media structures as an example, that are once again specific and related to your industry. Just because you're going out and you're making a comment, nice job on this article, great piece of information that you did. When you're doing that and it's linking the two of you together now, what you're doing is you're showing the search engines that you are broader in your thinking than just me, myself, and I. You are thinking more long-term and larger in your scope, and you're sharing information that's helping the end searcher who's trying to find information. And it's not taking anything away from you, because they would be coming to you because of the quality of the content that you're also attracting. So that's the second step. The third step is, and we talked about this last week a little bit, and it's directories, web directories. Getting out there and getting your information onto web directories, just free listings on web directories that are related to your industry, either geographically or industry broad. These are ways of getting citations as well as backlinks. And that's something that's very important to you now. These three steps, this combination of these three steps: content of information that you're writing, awesome content; starting to comment on other content that's awesome, that's related to you; and then of course web directories. This is how you start generating the right type of backlinks to connect with your website to help you do a better job on the SERP, search engine ranking. In other words, SEO, local SEO. Now, Alex, do we have any questions that we wanted to address from either last week or from right now related to this or the directories from last week? I had one. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything else I needed to address.
A lot of people are starting to wonder, they love the concept of local SEO, but they've been basically shoved down their throat SEO, 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 and they want to know, since we're obviously spotlighting the word local,
right,
how it differs.
Okay, that's an excellent question, and because of what we came to from the last time, there's a couple things I wanted to make sure that I made as an offer to people. Now, once again, like we said before, anybody that has an interest in just getting an actual physical audit that tells them the quality of their content, the quality of the backlinks, the number of backlinks, or whatever, that is a free service that we will offer to anybody who is listening to these webinars and would like that information. Happy to do that. All you need to do is, and I think, Alex, you just give them a link to the Contact Us page, and in the Contact Us page, just in the subject line, put audit. We'll know from there and we'll take care of it with you. Second thing that I want to do is, and I had a question about 2 weeks ago with regard to a comment I made about 23 key points that make up SEO. We have an actual 23-point, if you want to call it a checklist or a blueprint or a guide, that we use. Actually, it's a manual up there that's about that thick, but that's only because that's the stuff that I have in it. The actual 23 points are just 23 straight points. Anybody that would like that, I'm happy to provide that to you. Again, just go to mpemg.com, go to the Contact Us page, and put in the subject line 23 points. I'll know that that's something that we can send to you, and that's fine. But the other thing that we started, and we had a person 2 weeks ago that asked a question, and then another last week. And it was with regard to, okay, you're going to send us the PowerPoints. If you ask, we're happy to provide you with the notes.
Well, actually,
and you have,
we're going to be putting the PowerPoint slides up.
Okay.
We're going to be putting them up in the chat here.
Good.
People are going to be able to do a one-click download.
Perfect.
They'll be able to just get them right onto their computer for all their future reference while they're going through the SEO implementation.
Perfect.
Um,
And that's perfect because one of the things that we've been talking about here over the last week, there is, we had over the last, oh gosh, over the last year approximately, we have done a number of courses and trainings, and we do some of them live. We do some as webinar trainings. We do some as more long-term, almost like membership trainings over a fixed period of time. And we've created guides, we've created infographics for people to follow, but we've also created a series of videos. The videos are, there's about 16 of them. Alex, did you, it's about 16 videos now that we have structured. So it's 16 videos that are all instructional, that are broken out for every component and piece of SEO. That program, the guide, the infographics, and the 16 videos, that usually, and when we were doing it as a course, that was $300, $297. But for the people that are doing this, because we've had enough questions asked about them, and because we have that content structured and it's already saved and ready for you, anybody that would like that, that's in these sessions, you can have that for 27 bucks. Happy to do it for you. It's about 10, 12 hours of broken out specific segment by segment videos that are broken into content pieces that you could use. So if you had questions just about backlinking, if you had questions about how to do audits, if you had questions about how to take care of content on your site and specific examples and so on and so forth. Well, these 16 videos are short enough that they're key point specific and easy to follow, and they're made for everybody. Anybody can use them and follow them for their own benefit. Like I said, that program, we did that for quite some time, and we did it at $297 for that class, and we sold out each class. But for those people who would want to have it that are in these sessions for 27 bucks, you can have it. We'll be happy. It's an instant download, so it's easy for you to do. I think Alex had said you're going to have the little button that they can push if they wanted that.
Correct.
And it's going to be right up on the, it'll be right in the chat area. Now, the other thing is, we're going to be doing a series of, every Thursday, we do these lunch and learns. And by the way, Alex, am I exceeding my 30 minutes?
No, you're good.
We're good? Perfect. We're going to do these lunch and learns because we're constantly taking questions that our customers ask of us or that people send us as questions, and we figure that's the best way to look for topics. Then we take those topics and we send them out as email questionnaires and say, hey, is this something that's important to you? Is this type of thing important to you? And then people start to get that back to us and say, we're more interested in this, or generally we see more people interested in that topic. That's how we do these lunch and learns and the topics for them. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're starting to see a number of people who are now starting to ask, how does social media and local SEO connect? That's a hugely important topic, and we will be talking about that specifically, and that's coming down the road. And Alex, can you tell me, is that over the next couple of weeks, or?
Correct.
That's probably starting like next week. So you'll definitely want to be involved in that, because more than anything else, you want to understand that your audience, no matter who they are, whether they are the largest business or a small business, local customers, no matter who your audience, they are using social media today. And you want to know how to engage them using social media. And a key point that we like to try and tell people is our job as a company is, and we publish this, it's right on our website. Our job as a company is not to ask you to spend more of your marketing or your sales and marketing dollars to do something. Our job is to help you to spend the same or less, but on things that are more effective and more efficient to get you the highest results. So that's important to understand. We're not looking to tell you to spend more money. We're looking to tell you how to take things that maybe aren't working as effectively or as efficiently as maybe they could be for your benefit, and replace them with things that can, and usually that includes some type of automation. And that automation is key to your future, because the automation works 24/7, 365. It never goes to sleep. We find so many businesses today, no matter how advanced a business it might be, or how large or how small, they seem to be missing that piece about automation. And Alex, tell me, so are we going to be doing a class specifically on how to use a sales funnel? Is that
Yes,
anywhere in the
yes,
structure?
absolutely.
We're
That's a little bit further down the road. I believe that's
probably
going to be in a month or two.
exactly
That's after everybody already has the foundation.
right. And
Built
local SEO is the
solid.
foundation.
Um, because what we want to do is we want to make sure that people are able to have the foundation and build up from it, so that
Right.
whenever they actually do start getting traffic,
Mm-hmm.
we're now starting to focus on automation rather than somebody having to process
Mm-hmm.
orders, things of that nature. And there are a number of different ways to do that with your platform today. And any product, it can work for any product.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm not going to go over all 20 plus of these, but as an example, there are a number of very important topics that you want to be thinking about for your own business. And a sales funnel is one of them. A sales funnel can be as simple as if somebody is looking for you in a search engine and they come to a page on your website, that the page before they jump into your website is like a pop-up type of page or a pop-up type of structure that gives them the opportunity to want to tell you that they want to learn more, or to download a particular PDF of information that you can provide in exchange for like their name or their email. And if they don't want to do that, they can just click X and they can move right on. It's no problem. So it's not being intrusive. It's a way of, once again, engaging your audience further. So sales automation, that's a key point. We've talked about pay-per-click, PPC advertising with social media. Hugely important. Possibilities are endless, but if you don't do it right, there were people that were losing their house over doing that wrong years and years ago. Well, it's gotten much more refined and much better. And we'll show you some of the steps on how you can make sure that you use PPC properly. It's very, very important and very, very effective. It's kind of like saying, I can do a generic advertising and not have any measurement of results. Or I can use PPC and I can know my results in literally a matter of a day. And that's important because it's almost like you're buying your potential customers' attention. Then you're in control, as opposed to the outside marketplace being in control. We'll tell you all about that and how to use it. And then sales funnels, graphics. I'm surprised at how many people ask questions about graphics and color. Graphics are hugely important to your potential audience. And if you are not a very graphic driven type of website, something you might want to consider. Color and graphics and images and videos. That's another thing. Video marketing. We have a fantastic program that we had done on video marketing because the marketplace is changing. Alex, what's that statistic you always like to tell people about? The number of, or the amount of content in the next like 2 years that's going to be video based?
Statistics are showing that by 2018, 2/3 of all content on the internet is going to be video based.
And that's you're starting to see that now. That 2/3 of all content is going to be video based on the internet when you're doing a search. So your SERP, your search engine results, are going to have more video-based types of lead-ins than they are content types of lead-ins. And that's hugely important. And we're actually going to tell you a little bit about content. Did you have another?
Oh no, I just wanted to start actually acknowledging people who are purchasing the blueprint. Started out with 50 being available. The reason why is because, like Joe had said earlier, we usually sell this for $297, but since you guys are already here in the webinar, actually we were,
and a thank you.
Yeah, well, as a thank you, we were thinking about actually selling it for 147, I think. And then we basically just started cutting prices like crazy Eddie, and it was going to be at 97, and now we just decided that I guess since the holidays are coming, we wanted to pop it on here for $27.
And so anybody and everybody can afford it. And believe me, there probably isn't a topic that is as question-based as SEO, local SEO. And I'm not saying that we're the brightest people on the planet, but I will tell you that the content in this information, we had a research team that we worked with specifically on this for a very long time. There is no topic, no stone left unturned. And like I said, it's about 10 to 12 hours total in terms of video education. It's about 16 individual topics that are very specific. And then a guide.
We threw a bonus video in there ultimately, like we've
Oh.
been discussing, that it's the top 3 mistakes to avoid with local SEO. Now, I don't
Ah,
want to share them on here,
okay.
of course.
The
Because,
top 3 mistakes to avoid in SEO. I didn't know that bonus video was in there,
well,
but that's great.
we decided to sneak it in there
Okay.
as a little bonus for people because we want to make sure that not only everybody has the foundation installed
That's right.
properly per their business, but also because we want to help them to avoid a lot of the things that so many
Exactly.
people commonly run into that actually ends up not only costing them money, but it actually costs them, we've estimated about 6 months on average to recorrect and then reprogram and actually have it start to take effect. So if you want to save yourself 6 months, hop on here. It's just 27 bucks.
That's less than $1 a day if you spend a month doing it. Really, it's about probably, like I said, if you were to, I used to make the comment to people that if you would spend just 10 to 15 minutes every day doing some very, very specific things that you could use a checklist to follow, you can make sure that your website remains clean and consistent and gets good solid SERP because of the fact that it's consistently being updated and clean. These videos, literally speaking, take you through all the things that you need to. And one other thing that I want to make sure that I say, am I still okay on time?
You're a little bit over.
Oh,
However,
okay.
We're still good with
Okay.
attendees and whatnot.
Okay. The thing that I wanted to make sure was it's so important that you know what you're dealing with. It's almost like, somebody that said to you, what you don't know can hurt you. With SEO, with your website, with your web pages, what you don't know absolutely can be killing you and can de-index you. Not knowing is an example. If all of your pages and all of the elements on your web pages are mobile optimized. I can't tell you how many people say, well, I've got a mobile optimized theme, so that should be fine. That's great unless you add something like a video or an image or a checklist or something like that, or a page or an article or a blog, and it's not mobile optimized, so it doesn't register or it doesn't come up. That could be de-indexed. You don't want to have those problems. The audit is something, it's free. Take advantage of it. It will tell you the problems that you may be having that need to be taken care of. And on that note, I will say thank you, Alex, as always, for doing such a magnificent job.
Oh, a couple of times here. I do
good.
want to say that the amount of blueprints that we had decided that we wanted to give to people for the $27, our registrants actually exceeded the amount of blueprints that we were willing to give away. We have about 26 left, actually no correction, 25 left. So we're more than halfway gone with these. I don't know if we'll be leaving it at this price after the first 50 are gone. I really don't know. But in this case, what I want to do really quickly is.
But you can always do our course that's $297. It's a great value even at $297. It's a really great value at $27, but it's still a good value at $297.
And I will leave the link for the $27 specific offer up here in the chat, because what I want to do is I want to remove this one now, and I want to start putting up the slides just very quickly, about 30 seconds each, because I know that this is probably starting to get past people's lunch. You just literally download it. It's quick, it's easy. All you have to do is just download it. It goes onto your computer, pop it open.
Good job.
Make sure that you're going through these along with the state. And if you are one of those tenacious and lucky people that got in on the 50 blueprints, these slides are actually going to even make more sense. And so basically, I mean, think about this. You're getting the audit for free. Okay, so you're basically saying, I now know what my problems are, and I now know what I need to do. So I have a roadmap now.
Exactly.
And now not only do I have a free roadmap, but I only had to spend $27 to actually have the tools and my specific business map to install. And I even have the videos. I mean, this is about as close as we can get to coming over to your office, your home office, wherever it is, sitting down with you and saying, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way through all of these steps to get it so that your business is 150% concrete, local SEO optimized. And local SEO actually takes a little bit less time than regional SEO to actually start to take effect, for obvious reasons, because you're going to a little bit more of a smaller body than in terms of going out to maybe an entire state or maybe an entire region or the entire country, much less the world, if that is the area of business that you want to be in.
That's your market segment.
So just take a couple of seconds, download these slides, make sure that you put them on your computer, pop them open. I believe I've gone through all of them now. I had one person that wanted to see part 2 and 3 again. So go ahead, download those, because we obviously understand that everybody
And everybody was on all, exactly.
and not everybody was on
Right.
all of the past 3 previous ones. So what we're going to be doing is to give you guys a little bit of a heads up in the next webinar series. Like Joe had mentioned earlier, we're going to be going into the difference between local SEO and regional SEO, or potentially
Industry-based SEO. I'm sorry.
Exactly. We'll start to go into some social media and paid traffic.
Mm-hmm.
We're really going to have to see what you guys are a little bit more interested in, because obviously we want you to get your local SEO presence program set up before we hop into something a little bit more complex like industry-specific SEO,
Mm-hmm.
and start taking on the world. So